Estate tax exemptions are really high right now, and people are always talking about what to do as far as estate tax concerns and planning opportunities. So, if you have an estate where estate taxes may be a concern, then you have a couple ideas that you would talk about with your estate planning attorney. And it really depends on where you are at as far as your estate tax levels and if you're married, if you're single, and the different opportunities that there are. So federally, we are going to see what happens into the future, but we do know that we have a sunset of the current federal estate tax exemptions. So the end of 2025, unless Congress does something, the estate tax exemptions will be cut in half, and with inflation, we still do receive some further adjustments, but it's going to be quite different than what we know now. And if you are at levels that you know you are going to be above that inflation adjusted amount, then it would be wise for you to use your estate tax exemption now. So use it now while you have it now. You can think of it like a coupon. You have a coupon with an expiration date, and the manufacturer, Congress, may give out some more coupons or create more coupons, but we don't know. Nobody knows. So it would be wise to work with your estate planning attorney in regard to using your estate tax exemption now. Now, if you're single or married, it does make a difference, but you'll work through that with your estate planning attorney. Now, less than that, if let's say we're not as concerned, we know that we're well under, but we're not sure where exemptions may go into the future, then we can think about two things. One is, first of all, if you are married, we can think about separating out your assets. And I would say that we should separate out assets to trusts, not so they're not in individual names, but I still would prefer using trust. It just is going to depend on what that trust looks like. But separating out assets so that when one spouse passes, those assets at the time can naturally use the credits available, the estate tax exemptions allowed at that time. So because we don't know what they may be into the future, whatever there may be, both federally and New York, because assets are in that one spouse's estate, that estate can take advantage and soak up the estate tax exemptions at the time. Now, let's say that wasn't done. How else can the credit amount be soaked up? Well, potentially we could still have wills or trusts that provide for disclaimer provisions that state that property that is to be received outright, instead of it being received outright, can be disclaimed. And if it is going to be disclaimed, goes through a credit shelter trust. And that's another way to soak up what exemptions there may be upon death. However, it puts the responsibility on the fiduciary to do so. And that is a bit concerning. Will the fiduciary have the wherewithal, the knowledge, the desire, or, maybe just not really wanting to take that kind of action, or thinking, they don't want to hire attorneys, or just doesn't quite understand the idea of it all, or whatever it may be. So you're putting the responsibility and the risk for that wait and see approach. So here in New York, I just want people to realize that if they do not use their New York estate tax exemption upon their passing, you've lost it. Your estate has lost it. Unlike the federal estate tax exemption, which you can port to your surviving spouse, New York does not allow you to do that. So it's important that you set up your estate, even in that situation, so that your estate can use your New York estate tax exemption. Otherwise, you've lost that coupon. That's a coupon that, as we know it, is not going to be reissued. All right. Some initial thoughts on all of this. Just thought I'd get a quick one out as far as estate tax exemptions. I know it can be that issue that people hear about, and for a large portion of the entire US population, the estate taxes are not the biggest concern. But it's important to know that there are ways that you can still plan on a less, proactive or aggressive manner, but be prepared in the event that those exemptions do go down, to the extent that it would be very helpful if you had certain provisions in either your trust document or will document to provide for that kind of scenario. So this is Ruth George with Ruth P. George Law, PLLC, Trust and Estate Attorney. This video, as with any video I do put out, is for educational purposes only. It does not establish an attorney-client relationship, and I look forward to seeing you on another video.